Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV. We are talking tariffs again, the latest round of tariffs from the US. It's a moving feast. And today, the part of the world that we're focused on is South America. And in particular, a gentleman, he's hailing today from Sao Paulo in Brazil, George Ribeiro. George, good to see you again.
Hello, Kim. Bom dia, buenos dias. Good morning.
Obrigado.
Nice to speak with you again.
You too. Obrigado. So, George, we were talking off camera about what we're doing globally, looking at different parts of the world, different effects from the US round of tariffs. What about just giving us a couple of tips on where you're seeing the potential downsides for Brazil? If any, and then I want to talk about some of the upside potentials that you've got going on there.
Yes, perfectly. Well, I would say that the biggest risk to Brazil is indirect, more from a slowdown of the global economy, which could impact the Brazilian exports in general, and also from a risk to local industry from the influx of industrialized products that previously were destined for the US market, especially from China, electronics, and from Europe and Mexico in respect to the automobiles. So this is basically the biggest concern. But the general consensus amongst the analysts is that the impact should be marginal to the Brazilian economy. It should basically bring only a small decline in the country's GDP. And a major reason for this is that despite the size of its economy, Brazil is a very closed economy. Only about 18% of the Brazilian GDP comes from exports. So in this respect, the country is more protected against fluctuations in the foreign trade, but not immune to them, of course.
Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks for that insight. And of course, so do you see any potential upsides and opportunities where you can leverage where perhaps major trading partners with the US have decided to put a counter tariffs and where Brazil can take advantage?
That's a very good point, Kim. And that's exactly what's happening. And the first segment, which is obviously benefiting the most for this, is where Brazil is strongest, which is the agriculture industry, especially the soya bean exports, corn exports, and especially the animal protein. We have seen actually on this past month, since the tariff war has begun, China has increased its purchases of Brazilian soybeans in 12 million tons, a significant amount. And exactly, they are preparing themselves to substitute, as far as possible, their imports of soybeans from the US. And the same thing happening also with the beef exports, now where China has started to, let's say, remove certain North American slaughterhouses from their export permits, as if like a technical tariff. And this is in a certain way going to migrate to countries such as Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and Australia. So these countries should be benefiting from this shift.